The content of the game looked to be inappropriate for any audience, much less, my middle schoolers or high schoolers.
Okay, so there's a lot of buzz on social media tonight about an adults-only game being promoted to children as well as teens.
Ads for this sexually explicit game are showing up on kid-friendly platforms through the Google Game Store. Jason Berry's live in the newsroom. Sounds disturbing, Jason.
Yeah, if you've ever downloaded a free app or game on your phone, you know there are a lot of advertisements that come with it. You'd like to think those ads would be age appropriate based on the game being played. Well, we found an adults-only game that has an ad going out to kid-friendly sites, and that has a lot of parents pretty upset. Let's face it, kids like to play video games, download apps, and chat online.
That's a way that they communicate.
Mesa mom Ashley Capps Merkley does her best to protect her children from inappropriate content. But every so often, something R-rated pops up.
The ads can sometimes be questionable or maybe intended for an audience that's a bit older than the demographic of my children. So that's always a concern.
An ad for this game in the Google App Store may have crossed the line. Hundreds of parents across the country are speaking out on social media to complain about Love Interactive ads showing up on kid-friendly game sites over and over again. The game, which holds a 17-plus mature rating, involves a young player navigating through a sexual encounter, having to choose whether to undress his scantily dressed stepsister in her sleep or wake her up.
Just because the game itself seems age appropriate for your child.
Shane Watson with the nonprofit Not My Kid tells us the ads often pop up at random, and there's no real way to prevent them other than not using the free-to-play apps. He says this is exactly why parents need to be more involved in what their kids do online.
If we're waiting for someone to legislate this out of existence, it's not going to happen. So many of these apps are unregulated. They're coming from outside the United States even. So we need to address it at the family level. Parents need to educate the kids on the dangers involved. Parents need to make sure that before they give that child the device that they, the parent, understands the dangers involved.
Parents are now demanding Google pull this game from its app store and stop the ads from going out to kids' sites. Complaints include, "My 10-year-old saw this ad. This ad is wildly inappropriate. This game is advertising sexual assault and rape."
I would hope that an ad for a game with that subject matter wouldn't be placed on a game not rated for a more mature audience.
A lot of people are now converging on the game's download page to give it a bad review. Now, in the past, Apple and Google have removed games if there's been enough complaints. We reached out to Google for comment, but have not yet heard back.
So what else, Jason, can parents do to protect their kids from being exposed to something they really shouldn't be seeing?
We hear this over and over again. Cyber experts suggest that parents spend some time with their kids when they get a new game or app and watch what happens and what ads actually pop up. There is also software out there called Bark that can track what has been viewed, texted, or received. So there are definitely some options out there for parents.